In this video, we're going to learn how to refer to the right sources of information to create a strong literature review or come up with good technical content. Now, writing academic content is slightly different from writing your run-of-the-mill blog because here you're looking to prove something to the world rather than letting your emotions come in the way of writing. And 9 out of 10 times you will see that people are giving up on academic writing not because they don't know how to write but because they're writing the wrong thing. One of the first mistakes that you're going to make is referring to blogs like Wikipedia to present your findings. Now, referring to Wikipedia is okay as long as you just want to educate yourself about a concept. But when you're writing an academic paper that's going to prove revolutionary in your field or is going to present findings that will be used as a benchmark by researchers all around the world, they're going to need to see stronger foundation for your facts. And that can be achieved only with the help of reliable sources of information. What type of secondary sources of information are actually preferred? Well, the first thing is academic publications, which have been listed in a good index like Scopus or Web of Science. After that, you may branch out to books or to reports which have been published in renowned agencies. First thing that you need to do is decide on a good search engine. I use Google because it allows me the flexibility of defining the file type. So when I am writing something that's very conceptual, then I will restrict my study to Google Scholar or Google Books. But when I am writing something that's heavy on statistics, then I want to refer to the latest sources of information. So I restrict my study to PDFs, which Google allows me to. So for instance, I'm going to Google Scholar to access the latest papers from good publications like Springer, Elsevier, and Cambridge University's Press. But when I'm looking for recent statistical data, I want latest reports from government agencies. So I type PDF in the keyword search or I simply click on News tab on Google search after entering the keywords. Now the next point is the tricky part, which is to find the right keywords for your search. There are two rules to this, and the first one is to keep a list of synonyms handy. This is especially useful when you're searching for a concept that's quite vast or diverse like consumer loyalty. And the second rule is to avoid using Boolean words like and, or, which restrict your search. Now, this is also the steps that take up the most amount of time because you want to play with your keywords a little bit to come to the right kind of content. Like here, I am looking for data on brand loyalty, but I also search for concepts like consumer loyalty and company loyalty, which are very similar to brand loyalty. If you don't have access to paid libraries like Elsevier or Taylor and Francis, but if you found an abstract that is very relevant to your study and you really want to use it in your paper, then there's a simple trick that you can follow to extract that. Like here, I found a paper which I think is useful for my study, but I do not have access to its library, so I open a new tab and enter www.sky-hub.win and copy paste the URL or the DOI of the paper on the search tab of this website. Another useful tip is to check for the year of publication. Make sure that the content that you're referring to is not more than 5 years old. When writing a book review, your sources of secondary information becomes restricted, and you will have to rely mainly upon the novel or the book that you're reviewing to frame your critique on it. There are only so many authors you will find on secondary sources of information whose perspective is matching yours. But if you do find something, do make sure that it's not a blog. My last tip is for those topics on which you're not able to find good reliable sources of information like books or academic publications. In those cases, if you do want to refer to a blog like Wikipedia, which you cannot give direct credit to, find references from those blogs and cite them in your paper. If you have any questions for us, don't forget to comment on this video.